Once you invest in VOO, that means 300 companies can be doing bad in your portfolio, 200 can be doing good, and you could still be green. Because the top 500 companies in the US are these companies right here, and they're always gonna go up. The stock market been going up since what, the 1600s. So if something is oversold and it's a great company and they're doing great things and it's under a 30 RSI on a weekly or a higher time frame, it's going to be poised to go up, especially if it's in the S&P 500 index. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just gonna go over some information and some entertainment about the stock market and how I profit off of it, and how you could as well. Disciplined Diamond Hands back with another video, man. And today what I'm about to do, I'm about to go over the easiest and the most simplest way to outperform the US stock market, the S&P 500, just using one indicator. I'm about to go over how to do it as a beginner. So if you're watching this, you're a beginner, you want to do it with one indicator. I tested this strategy out every day. I still test it out, and I just want to be able to help at least one person out. And if it helped you out, like it so I know. If not, comment what y'all think about it. We're finna get straight into this. So first thing first, man, the S&P 500 is the best index to invest in. Why? Because it's the top 500 companies that's public in the US. Why is that a good thing? Because the top 500 companies in the US are these companies right here, and they're always gonna go up. This the list right here, right? If you wanna see this list, go to TradingView, do the same thing I'm doing, type in VOO, and then click right here, and this list gonna pop up. You're gonna see the top 500 companies in the US. Now this list is important for us because first off, we need to have 20% of our account in VOO, because once we have 20% in our account in VOO, we'll be diversified into 500 companies, you feel me? So if Citigroup is doing bad today, it's okay because BA will be doing good. If GEV doing bad today, it's okay because Adobe will be doing good. Once you invest in VOO, that means 300 companies can be doing bad in your portfolio, 200 can be doing good, and you could still be green. So if you're just invested in one company, if one company is doing bad, then your whole portfolio is bad. So VOO holds the top 500 public companies in the US. You need that, it's mandatory. And it's gonna do an annual return of 10 to 12% for the past, 100 plus years. So you need that as well. Okay, about the top 20 holdings under the 30 RSI on the weekly time frame. That's what we're about to go over today. And we're not going over the EMA. You don't need the EMA. And also, if it falls over 30%, get out. That means you brought up too early. Yeah, I'm finna erase all of this. Yeah, let's erase all this and we finna get straight into the video. So first thing first, what makes the RSI so important? The RSI is a momentum indicator. The RSI measures how fast the stock is going up or down, and it tells you if it's overbought or oversold or undervalued or overvalued. Once it gets to this red line up here, it's the 70 level. As you can see right here, this number says 70. Once it get up here, and essentially this level means it is overvalued once the RSI level gets above it. And if it's overvalued, it's a high chance it's going to fall down. And if it's undervalued, it's even a higher chance for it to go up, because the US stock market, over 80% of the time is always going up, or 70% of the time is going up. The S&P 500, the stock market been going up since what, the 1600s. So if something is oversold and it's a great company and they're doing great things and it's under a 30 RSI on a weekly or a higher time frame, it's going to be poised to go up, especially if it's in the S&P 500 index. So really all you need is patience in the RSI indicator to really win with this strategy. And let's keep going into a little more. We're just 8 minutes in. First thing first, when we're looking at the VOO, we want to add this indicator. We want to type in relative strength index right there, and then you want to add it right here. relative strength index go down, you want to make sure your inputs is the same. 14, close, SMA, boom. Style, it doesn't matter about the style, but I like to have green at the bottom, red at the top. Red means it's finna go down, sell, go to hell. Green means it's finna rocket, buy, it's finna go up, you know. So yeah, let's first thing first. What I always do is I go on the weekly time frame. The higher the time frame, the better. Just because the lower the time frame, the more you will get faked out, and the more noise it'll be. And yeah, we don't want to get faked out because we're long-term investors. You know, we're holding companies for the long term, so we need to look at companies on a higher time frame. The shorter time frame, the shorter we'll be holding the company. So first thing first, when I'm looking at VOO, hold up, let's not do that. First thing first, when I'm looking at VOO, I can see this area right here. It gets below on the 30 RSI. And once it did, that price moved up 38%. But not only that, as you see, this is an old resistance right here, old resistance. This was this last high it made. Price was also coming back down to that high, and it was oversold. So that's extra confluence that, okay, it is going to bounce. Let's do it again. On the weekly time frame, let's see, it was oversold right here. What would be a good risk to reward ratio if you was to enter once it came right here? Mine's is always 30%, cause I know I can always make 30% back. If you can't make back what you risking, then there's no point in risking. Like, so my biggest risk would be 30% if I'm holding shares, which would be all the way down here. And honestly, my stop loss wouldn't be this far on this. It would probably be right there. But check this out. Price still went down, because you still have to have room for price to come down, because you know what I'm saying, you can't time it perfectly. But look, price still came down a little 8%, which is cool. And it went up, look, 80%. So it's like, this all you needed was the RSI. And then this was during COVID. Sometimes you may buy early, so it's like you always gotta leave room for, you know. And honestly, the S&P 500, if you buy at 30 RSI, it's gonna be hard for something to fall 30 more percent if you already buy it at 30 RSI. If you buying something at 30 RSI and it's falling at 30%, that means it's just most likely just a terrible company. But okay, let's check JPM out, the biggest bank in the world. Let's go over it. We're gonna use the RSI again. The JPM is also in the S&P 500 index. We're gonna use the RSI to mark this bad boy up to see how much we could have profited if we just used the RSI indicator and held long term on the weekly time frame. And that was the last time it made it was oversold on the RSI, and it went up almost 300%. Let's check out Disney. Disney was oversold on the weekly RSI. And also, I'm gonna go over some plays I use this strategy on. All right, look, not only was it oversold, but it was at this macro demand area. That's what I also love to pair it with, once it's at a demand area. And let's see. See, the VOO only went up like, what, 38% when it was oversold. Look, Disney went up a higher 55%. Let's check out LEN. I'm in LEN right now, so let's check this out. Oversold right here at this demand area, support area. And it went up 43%. I'm in IT right now as well. I'm at IT right now as well. It was right here oversold. Now it's up 14% currently. I'm also in UPS as well right now. It was up. Well, it's not up. I'm actually down on UPS right now, but I'm just staying patient and holding just because I got disciplined diamond hands and I still know it's a good investment. Just down like 15%. because I just was, trying to get in too early. But I won't do it no more, and I'm still holding and averaging down. Dollar cost average, and I'm not really tripping. But check this out, it's oversold on the monthly. Not only that, it's bouncing, a lot. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go with some plays I won. These are my plays of 2025. Let's check them out. This is not a good one. Let's see. Intel. I actually didn't hold Intel long enough because NVIDIA made a $5 billion. Not only did NVIDIA make a $5 billion investment into Intel, but before that, the U.S. government bought a 10% stake in in Intel as well. And if I would have kept holding, man, as you can see right here, when they was oversold, check this out. Boom. It went up a high of 73%. See, really, all you need is 36%, man. If it's gonna be 36%, man, you take it, walk out the door. Cause look, the S&P 500 was gonna give you 12% anyway. So if you're gonna get 3 times that, hey, but it all depends. Sometimes you just hold it, cause things will give you more than 36%, But look at NVIDIA. It wasn't oversold, but sometimes you just gotta know your support and your resistance levels. When NVIDIA get below 100 and it come down at a support area like this, you buy it, regardless of the RSI. But also, if you use the RSI to look at the last time NVIDIA was oversold, we could circle it right here. And that was right here. And if we do a little of this, do a little something like this, that's 42% risk. That's kind of wide. We don't want to risk that much. Just risk 30% or less. If you got to risk more than 30%, you got balls. All right, look, that shit went up 1,500%. I ain't even know that. The last time the video was oversold on the weekly. So think about this, and then think about this as well. Like, you selling stuff when it go up 10, 20%, when NVIDIA just did 1,500%. So that's, that's something we all gotta do. And think about this, right? Instead of just having a savings portfolio, savings account, imagine you had 500 in NVIDIA and you made times 1,500% plus your original principal of that 500. Look, that's 8,000. That's $8,000. So look, you would have made like 1,500% in 150 weeks. 100 is 52 weeks, 56 weeks in a year. So yeah, you would have made that, you would have made a lot. But yeah, I think this is pretty much how you use the RSI on the weekly and monthly time frame only. And I appreciate y'all for checking this out. This video definitely gonna help y'all become profitable. I also use this strategy on VSAT as well. That's why it's here. Look, VSAT was down there, and look, it popped 300%. What else? Let's see. Playboy, but I don't think Playboy was doing what I wanted to do. LMC had some good news today. A Tesla. I was supposed to buy Tesla, but yeah, that's all I got for y'all. And all you need is the RSI, the 70 level and the 30 level, and you'll win at this investing.